In this video, we'll be discussing mental health and academia. I think this is a burning topic in academia. I think there is no PhD student who hasn't have any sort of mental health problems, anxiety, depression, or some sort of like panic attack during their PhD. I confess that I faced a huge mental issue during my PhD. So at least I'm the brave person to talk about this openly and accepting that I had mental problems. Now the big problem is in our society, people don't have awareness about mental health. And especially even in the educated sector of the society, mental health or the importance of mental health is ignored. Why mental health is important? Because if you don't have a nice mind, how would you decorate that mind with thought? How would constructive thought or research thought would come in your mind? Obviously, your work would be compromised, your productivity would be compromised. But have you wondered why there is so much of mental health issue? I can share my experience and share my thoughts on that. But you have to do one thing. You have to share your opinion in the comment. So point number one, in Indian society, we have seen only one side of the coin. It's a biased coin. Remember that math from your class 12? So why I said a biased coin? Because our parents, our teachers, mostly the undergrad teachers or the school teachers, always told us, you have to be successful, you have to succeed, you have to win. And in this process, nobody taught us how to deal with failure. Do we win every day? Does our parents win every day? Do they have success every day? No. All of us goes through bad and good times, and that's the reality, like two sides of the coin. But the problem is our society is not teaching us how to deal with the dark side. They are not teaching us how to deal with our failures. And failure is almost a taboo in our society. Imagine if you would have failed in your maths exam, what would be your parents' reaction? What would be your society's reaction? What would be your peer reaction? Detrimental, right? So that is why we are more primed to succeed. And we can't see our failures. We can't accept our failures. We cannot learn from our failures. So in my PhD, I had the same issue. I was the topper in college, at least for some of the cases. So obviously when I went to grad school, there are problems. My so-called marks are not so good. My performance are not so good. I was doing experiments were failing. I went down and down and down into the depression hole. And there was no way out. I thought there was no way out. I was so stupid because every day on a daily basis we fail. An experiment gets successful in only one day. And that's the thrill we should enjoy, that okay, one particular contrasting success in the pillar of failure. But instead, we deal with our failures every day and we think we are failing because we are doing something awkwardly wrong. We start judging ourselves more than the society judge us because we are more primed to judge ourselves or the society. But anyway, what happens at the result is we think our experimental failure is our personal life failure. We cannot separate the boundary between personal life and our experimental life. And collision happens. And the result is depression. You can't go out of the bed. You feel that you are worthless, your self-esteem goes down and down. And in this process, there are catalysts. There are those type of friends who says, okay, अरे मेरा तो ये काम कर गया, तेरा ये क्यों नहीं किया? अरे भाई तूने सुना है, उसका ये हो गया, उसका वो हो गया. So the thing is, you don't need to listen to them. Neither you have to listen to the society. You just need to listen to your inner voice and learn what it's saying. Okay, the thing is, like, anybody can get depressed. Not a big deal. It's just like anybody is getting a fever or a headache or let's say some sort of like bacterial infection, people can get depression. That's not the point. People consider bacterial infection as an infection or a headache as a headache, but people cannot accept mental issue as a disease. That is why depression left untreated, suppressed, and that amplifies within yourself. And it happens to everybody. So that is why we need to get an awareness about our own mental health. If you feel your mental health is going low, talk to people, talk to your seniors, talk to your well-wishers, talk to your mentors, and fight back. I fought back. I had severe depression during the 3rd and 4th year of my PhD. There are defined reasons behind it, but the moment I realized and I can decouple my personal life with my work life, things started improving. Now I think I'm much stronger than before. In reality, nobody tells us that your own competition in this whole journey is your past life. You have to be better than your past and learn from your mistakes. And that's as simple. But we start and keep on judging us, giving ourselves more and more pain. And that is why we are feeling more depressed. Now, sometimes depression is clinical. So that is why we have to consult the doctor. There are counselors, there are mental health specialists whose help we can take. Please do not hesitate to take the help. And it's not a sign of your weakness. People think that, okay, if I go to a mental doctor, they would judge us and they would think that we are weak. It's not the case. Everybody has a weak and soft corner. The idea is you know your strength, you know your limitations, and only then you can harness your full potential. That is why if you are thinking that one of your friend is facing some mental health issue, be more gentle with them, more understanding with them, and help them to overcome the situation instead of pushing them towards that puddle, right? I hope together we should build a better academia tomorrow. See you in next video.